A pilot drops a VOG-17 on a group of enemy infantry during an evacuation. The first VOG-17 is thrown off as a test to determine the direction of the wind at different echelons. It's like a test shot. The Russians, having heard the explosion, hide in the bushes. They believe they won't be seen, thinking it will help them. On the left side of the screen, you can see the explosion of a 150-meter projectile. Artillery also fires on this infantry. The Russian infantry continues its movement, thinking they have an interval between the fire. Dropping off the second VOG-17, although the arrival took place at a fairly large distance, one of the Russian infantrymen fell. This effect is achieved by the elongated nose of the detonator, which provided a larger range of fragmentation. His comrades continue to move since the Russians do not abandon their own. They leave him in place. According to the interception, information was received that a group of enemy snipers was working in this square. At first glance, no one is visible, but then there's a hit, and he crawls out. You can see the pain on his face. The infantryman tries to crawl away. He's injured. We notice rustling in the bushes. It becomes clear that the information from the interception is confirmed. We see another undamaged infantryman. He starts dragging his friend, who is unconscious and injured, with his legs covered in blood. The Russian infantry hid in a ravine from the fire of our artillery. The drone pilot is dropping the VOG-17. The first hit injured one Russian. He runs from the ravine into the field. The task of the pilot is to expel them from there so that they become vulnerable to artillery fire. Second hit. Russian infantrymen begin to leave the ravine and move toward the trees. They will be more vulnerable to mortar and artillery fire there. Multiple units are concurrently engaging the retreating enemy infantry. The pilot releases the VOG-17. Simultaneously, a 120mm mortar opens fire. Typically, military objectives are accomplished through the synergistic deployment of various means and troop types. The pilot accurately drops the cumulative ammunition right where the Russian infantryman is concealed. This position lacks sturdy fortifications but is merely concealed with branches and rags. As a result, the cumulative ammunition should be effective. Assaults are in progress and the enemy tank is withdrawing under the barrage of our artillery. M113, accompanied by the landing force, advances toward the landing site while engaging enemy positions. The relentless fire from a heavy machine gun prevents them from exposing themselves and utilizing anti-tank weaponry. The infantry has disembarked, with the machine gunner providing cover. The group is organized for a sweep operation. The pilot conducts additional reconnaissance, searching for targets. Enemy positions are ablaze, but infantry presence remains unseen. Russian infantrymen are vacating their positions, assisting their wounded as they retreat. Although the Russians believe that leaving our land is as simple as entering it, it is not. During the Russian infantry's retreat, they are continuously bombarded with various munitions, including drone-delivered ammunition. A Russian infantryman has been wounded. He managed to run some distance, but eventually fell.